Today we are talking about static electricity. Exactly what it is. Static electricity produces due to the friction between two bodies and the distribution of charge between those two bodies. And it can be well explained by the theory of electrification. Exactly what is it? Before the theory of electrification, we must have a little idea about the construction of an atom. An atom consists of protons and neutrons. In its central part, protons are positively charged, neutrons are chargeless, and they are packed in the central part called nucleus. And this nucleus is surrounded by a path for the electron that is called orbit or cell. And this cell contains or orbit contains electrons, and this electron revolves around the nucleus. And we have to remember that an atom has got two parts. One is called nucleus, another is called orbit. Nucleus contains proton and neutron. Protons have positive and neutrons have no charge, and orbit contains electron, and these electrons are revolving around the nucleus continuously. Now, theory of electrification says that if the electrons of the atoms are lost, then what happens? The number of electron becomes less than that of the proton, because in each and every atom number of electrons and protons are normally equal, and the negative charge of an electron is equal to positive charge of a proton. That's why equal number of electron and equal number of proton means they are electrically neutral. But because of loss of electron, the total number of electron becomes now less than the total number of proton in the atom. In this particular atom, the electron is lost. One of the electron is lost. That's why number of electron is 2, but proton is 3. So it becomes electrically positively charged because positive charge is more. This is theory of electrification, and we can define this. We can explain this shortly like this. How an object becomes electrically positively charged? We can answer this way. When the atoms of an object loses some electrons, then the number of protons becomes more than the number of electrons. Since the protons have positive charge and electrons have negative charge, and number of protons are more than electron, hence the object becomes positively charged. Now let's talk about the negative charge also. In this atom, instead of losing some electron, if it gains some electron like this, then what happens? Number of electron becomes more. Now there are altogether 4 electrons, because it was previously 3, now 4, and proton remains same. Protons are heavy particles which are 1837 times heavier than that of the electron. That's why they never transfer from one atom to another atom. They lie in the central part of the atom, that is in the nucleus. That's why they cannot come out, and transfer of proton is not possible. But electrons are very light and it lies in the outer part of the atom. That's why electron may transfer from one atom to another atom easily. In this case, electrons are more than protons. That's why this atom becomes negatively charged. That's why if we have to answer this question, how an object becomes electrically negatively charged, we can answer this way. When the atoms of an object gains some electrons from other, then the number of electron becomes more than the number of proton. Since the protons have positive charge and electrons have negative charge, and number of electrons are more than proton, hence the object becomes negatively charged. This way, theory of electrification explains how an object becomes positively charged and how an object becomes negatively charged. And actually we are talking about static electricity. We can define static electricity this way. Electricity that produces due to the friction and distribution of charge is called static electricity. But remember, it is static. It does not flow through the objects. Okay, this much for today.